guys, welcome back. It's Ashley Escobar, the Love and Light Activator. You're here with me on my YouTube channel, the Light Heart Positive Programming channel. And I am the creator of Angelic Love and Light and my podcast, The Wake Up. And I'm here on this episode to talk about the conditioning and unconditioning of the body, mind, and spirit, mostly the mind today. And first and foremost, I would like to say that my intention with many of my messages and videos is that my intention is to raise humanity's awareness and just overall consciousness of the conscious mind and enlighten and raise the vibration of the collective. And when I refer to collective, I mean the world. Planting my seeds of positivity, helping to grow the fresh, new mindsets and viewpoints that could help you in a life-transforming way. So, yeah, that is what I am here to do, and a little mission. So, conditioning and unconditioning of the body, mind, and spirit. And like I said, today we are talking mostly the mind. And we're just gonna have a little enlightenment education talk as we always do. And how does conditioning affect you? How does conditioning affect and hold you back in situations where you have wanted to move forward or take action and you haven't, right? What do you do about that? How do you fix it? What's the positive solution? So we are here to talk about that today. And so let's just dive right in. All right, so when we were born, we were probably at our rawest, most authentic self in that moment, right? We have no identity, no other person's beliefs, values, mindsets dumped onto us. Within the world growing up, I'm going to speed this up so you get the big picture. Within the world and living on what most people live on, the hamster wheel, what I refer to as the hamster wheel of society's life, you get conditioned a lot. We all get conditioned, whether we realize it or not. Subconsciously, we do. In other ways, we are very aware of how we are conditioned beings. And this comes from our external and internal environments. So, we are talking about that. And so, with that being said, the conditioning comes from, we have the subconscious mind and the conscious, right? Conscious is aware in the present moment, the now. The subconscious is like the sponge, the ego, the shadow side, the past. And it's a balance, right? And there's all sorts of extremes. And but when we're referencing the conditioning of us, that is within our subconscious mind. And that is what holds you back, because the ego, I'll give you one tip, right? That the ego is the reason why I always say 90% of people do not take action when they desire to create more for themselves and really work and heal and advance and balance the body, mind, and spirit that I do within my healing program. And because of that, ego doesn't want you to excel. It doesn't want you to stay stuck on that hamster wheel. And so what it does, it works really hard with that inner chatter, like saying, no, you can't do this because it's too expensive. You can't afford it. All the self-limiting beliefs and conditions that you have been conditioned with and programmed with are holding you back. So, before, I've got 2 more episodes to do, so I can't talk too much tonight. Solution. Obviously, many things factor into this, right? Because it's really raw and real. And we dig deep. we dig really deep to the root of the emotion, the feeling, what's causing it, and you break it, right? One by one. And it's work, and it's constant work. Actually, I have a webinar coming up really soon that will be addressing, and I will be inviting people for free to attend my webinar on, I'm going to be doing topics. And it's so much content to learn from and be enlightened with. And that's coming really soon. But for now, I invite you all to come chat with me in whatever form it is. I am now offering, announcement alert, I am now offering my free wake-up calls to only individuals. I will be inviting them onto that free wake-up call for those interested in my webinars. And how I will know you're interested in my webinar is you can reach out on angelicloveandlight.org and subscribe to my email list. Shoot me email, comment, one of the multiple ways of contacting me, and let me know you're interested in my webinars and you want to be enlightened with more positive seeds, and I will get you the information for it. So yes, those are now only for my webinars, so you can, or you can just schedule your soul sister maintenance service with me and schedule your Ignite Your Light breakthrough call, and we can chat more on what it is that we need to knock down and work on and create the light back within you. Don't forget, you can check that out at angelicloveandlight.org. I will drop all the information below and put all my contact information in the description below. So with that being said, let's see. That is individually a very brief example of how it holds you back, right? And what we do within my healing program that I work with my companions. And I've created a program that really conquers all the self-limiting beliefs, the mindset blocks, childhood wounds, the generational trauma. You have to do that work to get forward to create all that you desire. And then I use my gifts and abilities within my psychic mediumship and my natural healing abilities, and use law of attraction and Reiki energy to personally work with, as an intuitive guidance coach, my companions within my healing program. And this is something that happens every day. It affects you, it holds you back, and I have a solution for it. So that is individually. I always relate everything collectively too, to the world and how it impacts the world. And this is a really, really interesting topic, and I have a lot of conviction behind it, and I actually might stand up to finish the rest of the video because I need to move while describing this information, and you guys are going to be like, whoa, you know? It's just a different take on it, and it may take a little bit for you to absorb and process because everybody comes in from different angles and conditioning and viewpoints, right? No judgment, a place of love and observation I come from. So I want to talk about conditioning of the collective, the world, right? And how that happens. And specifically, I want to use the pandemic as an example within the collective, because how bigger can you get than the pandemic? And when I say pandemic, I mean corona. And that's all we're going to reference in subjects to that. We have been conditioned within the pandemic, and that's just a fact. Although as positive I am, I'm aware of, this is where I stand up. I'm aware of, let me move this chair all the way up. I am aware of the opposite side, right? As positive as I am, I'm aware of the opposite side and duality of everything. Although I choose to come from a positive mindset and have rewired my central nervous system, and doesn't mean that I don't acknowledge it. I fully deal with it and process it, but I know how to flip everything into a positive mindset. So within the pandemic, we've been conditioned, and I'm going to give you an example so that all of this makes sense and wraps up to you. And we connect the dots, as I like to do. So, for example, when we first had to start wearing the mask and be masked, and we had human moments where we forgot our mask, and all over the stores now we have reminders of wear your mask, okay? Wear your mask. And we are being conditioned. We see it, right? We are conditioned within our senses, our sight and our hearing, our external factors that condition us, besides people, places, and things. So there we go, it is. People, places, and things. That's what I say. It applies to everything. Oneness. Okay, so moving on. I'm really excited to tell you guys all this. Moving on, within the pandemic, also conditioning, I'm going to give you another example. In July, I'm buying my 4th of July fireworks, and I'm at Walmart, and I'm in the parking lot, and over the PA system, I'm hearing something, and it's repeating, right? So conditioning means an overabundant repetition, right? Condition until it's engraved in you, and you become on a hamster wheel, okay? I won't name it any of the other names that it has been referenced, but I'm putting this in a polite way. So, now, we are hearing from Walmart how to wash our hands all of a sudden and use, and whatnot. Another example, the conditioning within the collective picture behind it, okay? Now, I am known for my infectious energy. It's just is what it is. I'm so thankful for it and blessed and love that you guys love it too. With that being said, I let you guys know that everything is energy. It is. And like I say, I don't say anything unless it's fact. You can fact check that, but fact, it's fact, okay? And everything is energy. Everything is a frequency. And with that being said, I'm going to give you an example so you can believe me for a minute, those of you who are skeptical. Music is a frequency. The tone, your voice, the vibrations, it's a frequency, it's energy. Everything is energy. Movement, the wind, everything is energy. Okay, you got it. Now, what picks up and detects frequencies? All right? I'm going to help you out here. Broadcasting systems. There's a system in everything. And when you figure out the system, you're a very smart cookie and you use it as a tool. And to speed this up, we're going to think of the broadcasting system as the world. And within the broadcasting system of the world, we have sources that broadcast the streams in form of media, what I refer to as the dark, corrupt elites media of the world, aka the news, okay? The news and newspaper. And what they do, this is just, I'm going to brief everybody who doesn't know and hasn't heard me say this, that the news is to produce mass fear. It's called a news programming program, to program you, condition. You see how it all wraps up? With that being said, okay, the news is the government's kind of like reporters, the media, to condition for them, their workers. So now in the other way is the radio, and I'm going to give you an even more modern example than the pandemic, even though even the radio is conditioning you to the pandemic information. For those of you who don't know, at times throughout my journey in the last 4 years, I have cut out different types of music or music for certain periods of time to just really tune in and meditate and like listen to different frequencies and whatnot. Not to get into too much detail, but what that does is very powerful. And when I put on the radio the other day, it dawned on me a childhood thought. And although I already knew this, I just was so basic and in front of our eyes, but that shows you how conditioned some we can be. That the radio plays the same songs over and over and over, and the TV has the same commercials and shows over and over and over to condition, draw you in, to attract, to distract, all of those things, okay? And within that, it's the replay, it's the repeat, the conditioning. So now, moving on, I have this my index cards to keep me on track here. We think about what is now. Let's face it, we are moving into a different era, different times within technology and social media, right? So what is the news programming or television or radio really coming down to nowadays? So Facebook has news on it, right? We have YouTube, we have TV on Instagram and Facebook. This is just simply what is. It is what it is. And so they have to implement the conditioning within those broadcast systems and how they use them to condition, right? And how that really holds you back and prevents you. So you're getting hit at different angles from all this stuff, and people really wonder why it's the 90%. So like here I am, I'm giving you like a little hint and tool, and it's like I'm gonna be your coach, your mentor, your like supporter through it all, and get past this. But anyways, moving on. So I wanted to share another thing with you. So I need to put this down. This was mind blowing to me when I thought of this. I am a huge, for those of you who don't know, researcher. I have always, since a little girl, you could tell me, Joe Schmo told you, I'm always going to find out for myself. I'm always going to find out the facts for myself. I look into credible sources for myself. That's just me. So it dawned on me that within my nursing school journey, and my English major in school, that, hello, you never thought to think of the word government at the root of what the government is, right? I have this awareness, right? But the root language is Latin, and that has been in the books forever. So I'm not making this up. And where I'm going with this is I remembered in nursing school, we had to learn a bunch of words that had meanings to help us pick out the diagnosis, what it was or what it did and how it worked with what part of what body, right? Prefixes and suffixes of the root of the word. And so, do you believe it or not, don't lose your mind on this one. I'm going to break it down for you too. I'm not just going to tell you to walk away. The Latin root of government is literally mind control. And I've been saying, a lot of people have been saying, not just me, and this is the awareness, the consciousness, the unconditioning that beautiful light workers and people all over the world, not even all light workers, just some beautiful kind souls too, that just really want to enlighten and enhance people's and uncondition from these viewpoints. So, and I've been saying it all along, this is a virus of the mind, and how much you fear what they're instilling in you. Not that it's not serious, or not that, I'm not saying that, that's a whole nother video, but it is mind control, and we're going to break this down. Okay, so in Latin, government breaks down into two words, and the first part is governare, Gubernaere, and that means control. And the second one is mens or mentis, and that is the mind. And I'm going to leave you with that. No, actually I'm not. I have something else I want to share with you. So with this all being said, what do we need to do as a collective? What you ultimately do inner work, and that inner work within, you help raise the frequencies, you help raise the vibrations of the collective just by working on yourself. And that's rippled and dominoed all over the world. There's like 8 billion people in the world. The veil has been lifting. People are doing the work. The vibrations of the world are at a whole different level. We are within a new era, a new world. These are all things that I've talked about within other episodes, and I hope that you are learning to love and enjoy listening a different, very different viewpoint, but a very true viewpoint. Uh, with that being said, I am going to always encourage everyone to fact check and have credible resources. Um, and tune into positive broadcasting. Okay, what can we do? We can control only so much. But what we can control, we do have choices and options. So take action for what you need to tune into positive broadcasting and just stay aware or conscious to the things you need to within the negative, and don't find yourself entertaining or feeding into the negative energy. And there's so much that goes into it. I will sit back down now. I am calm. It was the whole Latin root and breaking it down and really showing you that from something that's been in time forever now, it literally breaks down to mind control. And that's what the government does. And governor control, I just have to say Cuomo and his control and his ego issues, right? And that's why politicians shouldn't be leading the world. Leaders should be leading the world. Leading the world, showing them the way, teaching them the way, helping raise the vibrations and dismantle the dark, corrupt, elite government out there. So with that being said, with fact checking, right, I want to share, I like statistics. It's one class I never took in college that I wish I did, but it's never too late. I could always still. Facebook history facts and being fact checked. So obviously we are aware that some things that they claim are fact checked are not really fact checked. They are pulling them because they do not want to make you aware, conscious of the things that will make you smarter in a higher frequency and energy level, to put up with the bullshit, excuse my French, but I am, that has been going on in the world. And these are the changes that are happening. So you ask me what are the solutions? They're being done, but there's much more to be done. So back to Facebook and fact checking and how things get magically pulled. It's not magic. Facebook is I believe that it is a form of within government view and control. Obviously it's online, but everything you do nowadays is like sign up with Facebook. Where are you from Facebook? It's like Facebook is the monitoring system of the government and the miniature news programming broadcasting system, if you will. So I was curious to know, because I had been off Facebook, literally wouldn't be on it unless it was a platform today for my business. And when it was off of it for over like 6 years, actually. And so I was interested to say, when did Facebook news implement and integrate onto Facebook? Like, when did Facebook become that? I thought Facebook was just about connecting with family and stuff. Now you can date on. It's turned into the newspaper, literally. They've got classifieds, you've got the marketplace, you have dating app, you have all these different things within Facebook that is turned into the news all in one, right? So the techie side, yeah, but you see the dark corrupt under it, right? And that's what we're pulling back in the veil and exposing, and that's what they don't like. They don't like people like many people all over the world that do this on many different levels and make people aware and enlightened in a beautiful, positive way. At one point in time, I was told I should be, another thing I could still do too, right? It's never too late for anything, and anybody can do anything they put their mind to. A lawyer, right? Because I love to debate, and I love to debate in such a healthy way where it's factual and I don't argue. That's not healthy or positive, and there's nothing constructive out of arguing. It's not conversation. So I was curious to see when that came about, and it was 2011 in September. And for those of you, because I am international, for those are all probably aware, here in the United States, September 11th to 2000, actually, I've got to check the year on this, but it came into play in September 2011, and it Facebook has a system, and this is what I'm going to share with you. I just think it's so non-coincidental when everything like came about within Facebook fact checking and Facebook news and whatnot. Nothing is a coincidence. But so the Facebook fact check system is a easy peasy three-point system. They identify, review, and act. And I want to share one thing with you. For removing incentives, well, let me share the beginning part with you too. So it says that they do not believe that a private company like Facebook should be the arbiters of truth. We rely on independent fact checkers to identify and review potential misinformation, which enables us to take action. Yeah. Because there's much bigger people that, like Bill Gates and all these people, the Facebook guy, they're all involved in all, they're all interconnected people. So with action, right, that they can take off stuff, it says that when pages or websites repeatedly share content that's been rated false by fact-checking partners, they will see their overall distribution reduced, will lose the ability to advertise or monetize within a given time period. Like the punishment, the control still, you see? And that's where I'm leaving it at. We're at 26 minutes here on this beautiful episode talking about conditioning and how we need to uncondition to return to our authentic self. I'm going to relift you up. I'm going to bring you back up and take you to a positive and let you know why you need to uncondition. When you uncondition, you return to your authentic self. And doing that shadow work helps you do that. And that is what I do within my healing program. And it's the 10% of people that actually take action. And when you uncondition and you return to your authentic self, your higher self, and it's constant work, it doesn't stop. I refer to it as up-leveling, like a game, like level completed. So with that being said, it's constant, and you return to your heart center in a state of unconditional love and Christ-like consciousness. And what I mean by that is being aware in the present moment with thoughts, words, and actions that would be Christ-like. Because the government is trying to rule the Creator, the Lord's world, land, in a very unjust way. And we need to return to unconditional love in the heart center and becoming your authentic self here on earth before we transition over into different dimensions is a lot like returning to that bliss of being a child and working with the angels and being a psychic medium. I can tell you definitely for sure that heaven, and that is another dimension that exists, our soul keeps living. We are spiritual beings living in a human body, and we are here on the physical earth, and we will cross over, and our soul will go to heaven. And heaven is very, very angelic like with angels, and it's very childlike is what I was saying. Very pure, very loving, that when you're born, before all the conditioning happens and you return to a state of peace, that's what I believe, at least. And I know that my mission to integrate my life purpose and passion every day and to plant these seeds and help enlighten at least one person a day, I do that. So that's all I've got to say. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, love, share, comment, spread the love, 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 love. I enjoy it all. Lots of love and light. Until next episode, I will see you soon. Stay tuned.